Testing, hot outbound call, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time, with the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you hurricanes, Bensonhurst bombers, and all you Bill Cassidys of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Now, how are we going to get an audience to believe that?
The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios in Clifton, New Jersey.
Right.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review. Our home base is the Non-Productive site. That's non-productive.com/honeymooners. And don't forget to like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page. And we're also on Twitters.
Yeah, Twitter.
And we're on Twitters. Yeah, we're on the Twitter. You're on the dope. It is, just put the Honeymooners podcast. You'll find it on Twitter. And what's going on, Lou?
Joe, number 43.
Yes, that's right.
So I got a good 43 for you.
Oh, what do we got?
I have to, when I research these numbers now, I make sure they're all deceased.
Yes.
So if you're a New York Giants fan, football Giants fan, from back in the 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
I had a safety. He was my favorite player growing up. Carl Spider Lockhart.
Carl Spider Lockhart. He was a corner?
He was a safety.
He was a safe.
Free safety, I believe. And two-time Pro Bowler. And he was number 43.
Nice.
Born in 1943.
Oh.
Died at the age of 43.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like kind of like
like
that weird New Jersey
weird
New Jersey stuff. Yeah.
Died in New Jersey too.
And he died in New Jersey.
Hack and sack.
Well, if he died in New Jersey, he's probably shot.
Yeah. So he's just breathing. He was breathing too much.
Yeah, exactly. Chemtrails. Yes.
Carl Spider Lockhart.
No
the
way.
New York Football Giants.
That's an interesting number 43.
Not the New York Baseball Giants, of whom Ralph played center field.
Yes,
for.
of course. Yeah. If his foot could slip, he would.
He'd be Carl Lockhart.
Yes.
Spider Lockhart.
Dusty out now. So, number 43, we want to get going. We have some, Louis, this is going to be fun because it's a little bit of a different aspect of the show.
Yeah.
We still have a couple of the regular bits, but then Louis wants to dive into one of our most, I would say, one of the more popular secondary characters.
He's a secondary character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a secondary, a tertiary,
He's everything.
quadrupleary. I mean, he's everything, this guy. Yeah, this guy's more, he does more things than Charlie does. More things than Charlie, that's for sure. But what we want to do is real quick, just wanted to read an iTunes rating on iTunes about the podcast, and it was from New Jersey Movie Fan, and it says, fun podcast, 5 stars, 2 episodes in so far, shows are perfect length and fun to listen to, hosts are having a good time, and so are we. And I do have to tell you, though, Lou, I didn't tell you about this, but I have to just say that there was one guy who and I'll just read what he put. His name is Chris Ivorone. Great podcast, guys. I started listening to the show August 30th and finished all 42 episodes yesterday on September 8th.
That's a binging.
That's insane. That's insane. And you put it in, must have been one of those nuts.
That was my response to Joe.
But thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Chris,
and also Michael Lombardi.
Yes, Michael Lombardi from the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, he writes for the Atlantic, I think it's called.
Yeah,
and
he's held many positions in the NFL, coaching, executive, TV stuff.
Absolutely,
yeah.
loves
not related
the show.
to Vince. Not related
to Vince, but it's kind of cool when you find out like people that are kind of pseudo celebrities.
Yes,
like the show. Gets me a little nervous. Little. I'm gonna get all Norton. I'm gonna get all Norton now. Nervous.
I'm gonna.
So, first off, or second off, since we already did first off, we have to tell the second nutsy story.
The second nutsy. Oh, before we get into nutsy story, Joe, I have a correction. I was wrong. You were right. We were talking about. Yeah, we were talking about.
Lou, you're never wrong.
I'm wrong. I was wrong. We were talking about the Tom Seaver thing, and you said 231 complete games. I said no, it was 130.
Right.
It was 231.
That's insane.
Our good friend Stan, we mentioned last week with the John Barrymore thing. He contacted me and told me. He goes, no. He goes, Joe was right. 231. I said, okay, I'll make the correction on the air.
On the air?
I know you were right. I was wrong. I know why. I didn't have my reading glasses on at the time.
So that's why
Helen
Hurdle
alerted me to the fact I had the wrong glasses on.
So you didn't see. I put the right because I was right.
You were right.
You didn't see my hand. My right hand.
Oh, your left hand. Thank you, Helen Hurdle.
I don't care. I love that title.
Okay, why don't Joe get the nutsy story?
Okay, yes.
All right, now the first nutsy. Joe, tell me the first. Real recap our first nutsy story.
We all know that the nutsy in the a character that was just mentioned.
Just mentioned in passing.
And it was when Ralph was going to go fight Harvey.
Yeah.
And he said, everybody's going down there. Nutsy's going to be there. Nutsy, man who hasn't missed a pool game in all of his life.
Right.
And then we know somebody, a good friend of ours,
who
knows a guy whose dad either...
No, his father knew
Yes.
Nutsy. The Nutsy or Nutsy's son. It was either one. We didn't get that.
It was either Nutsy or Nutsy's son. Right. His old man knew Nutsy or
the real man.
The guy who probably Gleason knew.
Yeah,
and he
Newark.
just, threw the names in there.
When Ralph was hanging out in Newark.
Little wink, wink to the audience.
But
say, hey.
There was a real guy named Nutsy. Now, in my retirement, I don't do much. So
you can say that again.
So in the afternoons, especially in the summertime, I have two passions in my life: the honeymooners and horse racing. So now you know what kind of character I am.
Yeah.
So I'm
horse
watching,
meat.
Yeah. I'm watching the races from Saratoga, and I see the entries come up, and a horse's name is Nutsy. So I immediately get on the phone and text Joe. Joe, there's a horse named Nutsy. So Joe,
and because I'm a degenerate gambler.
Being a degenerate gambler.
You
so
know,
first thing out of his mouth, he says, "Throw $20 on it."
Yeah. I once lost a car in a poker game. All right,
okay, Joe. I'm not doing it right, but you I'd do it for. I wouldn't do it for anybody else, but you I'd do it for.
Right, and you're going to see me.
Yeah, the thing is, I got to go to my account because I can't go to the track to bet it, so I got to do this all through my betting account.
And my thinking is, I'm going to see Louie in a couple days.
So
I'll give him the $20, and I'm going to lose.
So here it is. I'm watching the race, and I'm taping it, so I send Joe the tape. And Joe doesn't realize that Nutsy wins the race.
Nutsy won the race.
And he's like, what? I'm like, Joe, did you see what I just sent you? It's Nutsy crossing the finish line first.
Because I didn't realize you put my bet in for me.
Yeah, I shouldn't have told you. In hindsight,
Yeah, really.
I would have been $138 richer.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's what it was. So there was a horse named Nutsy. We bet it. We both cashed in on Nutsy.
And won on Nutsy.
We won on Nutsy.
That's right.
And you can look it up. It's Saratoga. And the other night in Yonkers, a horse named Uncle Leo ran.
No way.
Ran fifth, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And I remember when we used to go to the track years ago, there was a horse named Ralphie Boy.
Okay.
It was one of those horses that he was going off at 1-9.
Oh,
so it was one of those.
Unbettable one, yeah.
Yeah, unbettable, but he was so good.
Something, yeah.
But just to hear the guy going, and Ralphie Boy, like with excitement, you know what I mean? And coming on the corners, Ralphie Boy. It was fun, Even then, this was mid-'90s. I'm like, this is cool. It's Ralphie Boy. And I would have bet it, but it was waste of time.
Yeah, well, 1-9. You can't.
1-9.
You got to bet it exactly with it. You got to hook them up with someone.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay, that's the Nutsy story, and it's a true story. You can look it up. You don't believe it, look it up.
And don't mention it to my wife.
Don't mention it to wife, but she'll never know. She doesn't listen to the show anyway.
Exactly.
She doesn't know Joe's 100.
She hasn't been to one of my comedy shows in a long time.
$120 richer. So that's our second nutsy story.
Yes.
Okay. Go,
So-
Joe.
All right. So
Now with the real show.
Yeah, on with the show. So let's go with this is a bit I'm really enjoying. I enjoy the bit, and people seem to be liking it. Nobody's complaining about it. So we will just start with it. Here we go. Come on with this thing.
Come on with the thing.
Come on with the thing. There we go. The Honeymooners podcast presents.
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this. Don't you get it? I wouldn't send a night out on a dog.
No, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Jokes that didn't get the love that they deserved.
I heard him.
I heard him. Sometimes certain things we just play because we want to hear just certain things. That's the one certain thing. All right. So we have a joke that I thought was a funny joke, and it got nothing. And here it is.
Hey, Alice, are you sure you gave me Joe Monteith's number right?
Yeah, I think so.
There's still no answer. But I got a hold of everybody else, and they're all coming. They'll be here tomorrow night at 6.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hope you remember to tell Bill Cassidy not to breathe a word of this to Ralph at work. I want this to be one birthday that's really a surprise for Ralph.
Oh, you don't have to worry about Bill. He told me that if he had his way, he wouldn't even tell his wife about the party.
Oh, well, now listen, to make sure that it doesn't leak out, Trix, don't even tell Ed. Ed would be sure to tell Ralph.
Nothing. And it's a funny joke.
Good joke.
I think, like we were talking about it, it just started, right? Mm-hmm. And it's also coming from a character, which, Trixie, which you're not expecting hilarity.
There's not that anticipation.
Right.
What do you call that, Joe? The anticipation joke.
Yeah, there's I think it's almost funny because you almost think it would be like, blindside people. Like, once in a while you get blindsided.
Yeah.
And it just, I didn't see that coming or didn't think it's coming from somebody. But this, it's just but we were talking about the other day in Funny Money when the government gets all the good stuff. It just started. The episode was just getting going.
You're not expecting something to come out of, we called him August Gunther because we didn't know his name.
Right.
You're not expecting anything funny to come out of the guy. So you miss it. You're in the studio audience and you miss it.
I want to be there and see your face when you
miss it.
Yeah. When you miss it. This is idiotic. This is what we do. We were doing that today again with the text messages. But I thought it's a funny joke. Saying, hey, he wouldn't even tell his wife about the party. Meaning, it's a joke about a spousal joke.
Yeah,
saying, I don't want my wife
there. I would just rather beat her by myself.
Exactly. Yeah. Got nothing and thought it should have gotten something.
Yeah, but listen,
absolutely a chuckle.
It came from Trixie. Yeah, not even
came from
not
Trixie.
Even
Yeah.
We're going to.
It's funny. I think we got more from. You got any ketchup? Got more from that. We should have gotten at least. You got any ketchup? Wouldn't tell his wife about the party. Nothing. So that's our joke that I thought should have gotten something.
Trixie bombs again.
Oh boy. And it's nothing against Joyce Randolph.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But all right, so we want to do our next bit, and where is it? Here we go.
You have an intro for it.
Yeah, I could listen to this all day.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the Flub of the Week.
All right, here we go. Flub of the week, and this is from the Worry Wart.
Yeah.
And it's when they're doing their taxes. And this one is Art Carney.
Art Carney,
A little bit of a flub.
Yeah.
A little bit of a flub, and here it is.
What is this amount here? 1053622. What amount? 105. That's no amount. That's my Social Security number. I thought maybe it was your weight. Now, would you tell me why I put my weight down on an income tax report?
How should I know? You're the one there being investigated.
All right.
All right, there it is.
Now, it's not the most hilarious line.
No.
But it's a nice bow on a quick little segment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the beginning, it's the weight, the Social Security number, and you know why? Because you're the one being investigated. How would I know? You're the one being investigated.
So.
And we figured it out.
Figured
It's
it out.
one of those spoonerism things where
it's kind of like he had like a choice of two ways of saying it, and he
Right.
combined them both.
both. Yes.
So, the one way he could have said it is, "You're the one being investigated,"
Exactly.
or "You're the one they're investigating."
Yes.
So he combined them, and it came out to whatever he said.
You're the one that they're
really investigating. He, she, it, you.
So we'll play it again.
Play it again and see if you can. Yeah, you'll hear
you'll
it.
hear it.
You'll
And you'll see that it was those two things.
Yeah,
that
there
he
was those
trying
two
to
things
say.
that he could have said either one and combined them both.
Yep, the great R. Carney with the flub.
That's okay.
What is this amount here? 1053622. What amount? 105. That's no amount. That's my Social Security number. I thought maybe it was your weight. Now, would you tell me why I put my weight down on an income tax report?
How should I know? You're the one there being investigated.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
And listen, it's if you took the number of the Social Security number without any decimal points, it's 1,051. It's over £1 million. With two decimal points, it's still 10,536 pounds plus 0.22. So, obviously it wouldn't have been his weight.
Yeah.
But you see what he did.
Yeah.
And even the great Art Carney flubs on occasion.
Yeah, he did.
And
Yeah,
like
he
I said, it's not like it ruined anything.
No.
It was just a little bow on that little segment there.
Segment there, yeah.
And that's it. But that's our flub of the week. And like we said, those things, they will be coming to an end at some point.
One day,
right,
like I said, we're going to have to rename
Then
it
we'll
to
just
revisit it.
We'll be
Flub of the week, revisit
Yeah. The retro flub of the week.
I can't wait till we get to Mr. Douglas. That's like my favorite.
Between you know what? You got Mr. Douglas, you got Utica, and you have Top Hand
Well,
Dresser.
Top Hand Dresser, that's by itself.
You know what though? Somebody on Facebook on the group was thinking that it's Top Hand Drefpan, DREFT, either
Drefpan draw.
Drefpan.
Drefpan.
Could be, yeah. Either way, it's still, But yeah, I was like, hey, you know what? Drefpan draw.
Yeah, whatever you
Dress
hear.
pan, dress
Whatever
pan.
you hear, yeah.
Whatever you hear.
Yeah.
It definitely is not the right hand, left hand, top hand, left hand draw.
Dresser draw.
Dresser draw.
No,
right?
it's not. We
Definitely
know that.
not that.
We
Yeah,
know
for
it's
sure.
not that.
All right. So the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Yeah.
Yes. When you think of a secondary character, everybody out there, who's a character you think of right away that is on it more than once, at least in physical and mentioned, right? Think of it, and now Louis will say it.
Freddie Muller.
Absolutely. We did an episode, one of the first episodes
Yeah, we
about
did.
the illustrious
Way back, the illustrious Freddie Muller.
Exactly. And one thing, I love it because Louis has, yeah. Go ahead.
We call it the Freddie Muller conundrum.
The Freddie Muller conundrum. I hope we don't name it that because I don't know how to spell conundrum.
I don't get it. You could go back to the illustrious Freddie Muller again. 2. Now, here's the thing with Freddie Muller. He appears all over the place.
Yes.
In different episodes.
Yeah.
In different orders. He's Freddie Muller. He's Joe Rumsey. He's
Joe Muncie.
Joe Muncie. He's 2 guys in one.
Yeah.
In the same episode.
Yeah, in the same episode.
He's a member of the Raccoon Lodge as Freddie
Muller,
Muller and Joe Muncie / Rumsey.
Rumsey, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he's also a bus driver.
Yes. Right? We've seen him.
We've seen him. He's out there with Fred. And he goes, he actually appears, I think, 2 or 3 times. 3 times I can think off the top of my head. 3 times as a bus driver.
Easily.
In the in the room. When they're standing in the room with Cassidy and Riley and Norton, and remember comes in. All right. Who started?
That also when he borrows his car. Safety award.
Right, safety award. And there's another one where he's outside when Mr. Marshall or somebody comes out.
Yeah,
and
opportunity knocks.
The boss.
The boss.
Yeah.
So some guys can do it,
So now we know he's a bus driver.
Without a doubt.
Now here's the conundrum.
Oh, boy.
Is he also an executive? With the Gotham Bus Company, or the Gotham Transit Line, as Ralph called it once.
Yes. All right.
When he was a big shot.
Is he one? Because of
Joe,
this.
play it.
Now, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Wanted to see you about. Do you think that you could arrange for a promotion for me to, like, dispatcher or something like that?
Cramden, you know you've been around here long enough to know that Mr. Muller has complete say over those promotions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, Mr. Muller.
Mr. Muller. Who's Mr. Is it Freddie?
Is it Freddie?
Or is it just the repetitive of names?
Or did the writers couldn't think of another name
in the in the phone book?
And, is it all M's?
Yeah.
Muller, Monahan, and Marshall.
Yeah.
All M's.
Mary Monahan. But that's the thing. Now we call Mr. Now we could think of somebody, another Muller. We don't know that because he just says Mr. Muller.
Mr. Muller, right?
But go ahead, Joe. We have another one now.
Yes.
This may back it up a little bit.
Wait a minute. Look,
Dusty out
maybe I made a mistake on one of these business deductions. Now, you listen, and if you think that I'm entitled to what I deducted, you let me know. If not, let me know that, too. Now, I took off the cost of my cleaning the uniform.
Right.
My union dues. My driver's license. Now, I took off $80 I spent entertaining Freddie Muller. You know, every time there was an opening for traffic manager.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think?
You would think he's entertaining Freddie Muller to get a job as traffic manager.
So that means Freddie Muller's above traffic manager.
Or Freddie Muller has a lot of friends in the, or maybe Mr. Muller is his uncle
or something.
Or somebody.
Yeah.
But why would Freddie Muller, a fellow bus driver, why would you have to entertain him to try to get a job?
So he can't be in this thing here. He can't be a bus driver.
Right.
He's got to be in management.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, he's into, because Ralph always mentioned once before the assistant traffic manager. Now he's asking for a traffic manager.
Right, yes,
And he
exactly.
spent $80 on him, which is $800 in today's money.
Yeah, in a year, yeah.
So Freddie Muller ate pretty good off of Ralph.
That's not bad.
A lot of sweet and sour lychee on So what is he now? Now we know Bert Wiedemeyer was going to be named. No, there was rumor that he was going to be the next general manager.
Right, general manager. Right.
And you had commented when we did that episode, like, Bert's got some apartment.
Yes. And obviously they do it to make Ralph's apartment look even more destitute.
Right.
They even do it with Norton's apartment.
With Norton's apartment, too.
Right.
And, to say things like he's got the room with the refrigerator, it would be perfect if it had a refrerator in there, a pool room, or play just for playing cards, whatever he says.
Right.
So it's again this thing. So we know that.
Two-tone.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, two-tone plays everything. And we know that Bert, he's going to possibly be the general manager. So there's got to be something under that. Is he the traffic manager? Is Freddie Muller the assistant traffic manager?
And then just
they're going to move up the line?
Right. Maybe he is the assistant traffic manager, but Freddie just likes to slum it every once in a while. And just to go around and, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ride the bus with the boys. I'm going to be a bus driver for a couple of days, on occasion.
Now, I actually wrote down, Joe, all the Freddie Mullers. All the appearances of Freddie Muller.
Okay.
So now he appears in The Golfer.
Comes in
the locker room, remember?
Yes.
All right, I just mentioned it before. All right. Who started? Okay, so that's
and he was a little mean-spirited.
Yeah, he was mean. You said it down. He's not really nice in that one.
Right.
Yeah, so, opportunity knocks is when he's outside a bus company
talking about how the other guy
couldn't... the boss. The boss, you guys.
The boss is just a human being.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So he's in that one. Now he's on stage, which we did last week as
the entertainment director,
chairman of the entertainment committee. Yeah,
exactly.
Who had nothing to say about the entire production.
Right. Exactly.
Now he also has a little cameo.
A cameo. Freddie Muller's doing cameos now. Hi, I'm Freddie Muller from the Honeymooners.
In Brother Ralph, your favorite one.
Yes, because he comes in at the end and said he's on the crosstown.
Starting tomorrow.
Right.
So that's how he comes in there too.
Yeah.
Now,
but he's as a bus driver.
Now he's also in the Safety Award.
This is Safety Award.
Right?
Yes.
Loans him his car.
Right? Exactly.
Okay, now, and here's the last one. Oh, my aching back.
Yes.
He comes in with the trophy.
Right, but
he says Freddie. He says Fred. She says, hi, Fred, when he says to Alice. He calls him Fred.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they get it, like...
Sometimes it's Fred, sometimes it's Freddie.
Right.
It's always George Petrie, so we got to assume that it's Freddie Muller.
It's Freddie Muller, yeah,
Freddie, and if it's not, we're making him Freddie Muller because we can.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's our own universe here. You know what I mean? These aren't real people. So, yeah. So out of all those, but he's a bus driver in about half
of them. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the whole thing with Freddie Muller.
Yes.
And we've also noticed that in sequence, as the episodes in sequence, sometimes they don't fall correctly in sequence.
No.
So you don't know. He could have been a bus driver after Ralph mentions him in the Worry Ward. He could have been a bus driver in another episode.
Right,
so it's like, it's the inconsistency of the show and the characters.
Right.
But I just thought that the name Muller was used way too much.
Yeah. It's like, and it's just great because it's Mr. Muller.
Mr. Muller.
And it's like, wait a minute, there's another Muller?
Yeah, really.
Like the writers, you couldn't come up with another name?
There's a zillion names.
McCormick.
Anybody. I know.
Because they seem to like the M's.
And Gleason loved his Irish name. So there's a zillion Irish names he could have used.
McLaughlin. You know what I mean? McLaughlin's a funny name, too. It's almost as funny as Harvey.
Yeah. So you could have picked any name you wanted, but he picked
Muller
again. In the last episode.
And yes, exactly. Muller.
Muller's the man.
It's Muller again.
Muller's the man.
But yeah, the conundrum that is Freddie Muller.
That's the conundrum of Freddie Muller.
Freddie Muller, yeah.
So
it is definitely him and Frank Marth are probably they're in the most.
They're in the most, yeah. Definitely in the most.
Without a doubt.
In the most, yeah. And I think after them we'd have to probably say like Eddie Hanley or something.
Yeah.
Eddie Hanley makes about 5 appearances.
Yeah, easily. And then, after that,
then it's just fixing something, but
yes. Yeah. But so I like the idea that we're playing around with just the name Muller itself.
The Muller itself, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it's just and Freddie's a great character.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a great character.
Yeah.
But like we talked about this before, we discussed those episodes. Both of us couldn't understand the Joe Rumsey, Joe Muncie thing.
Right.
Using George.
Even in the thing we just did, she said Rumsey.
Yes.
Trixie says Rumsey.
Yes.
So,
no, she says Muncie.
She says Muncie?
She says Muncie.
So then, Ralph, Jackie Gleason messed up by calling him Muncie.
No. Norton did.
So Norton's one that messed it up?
Who did it? Joe Rumsey. Joe Rumsey, that's impossible, Joe Rumsey.
But what did she call him?
Muncie.
So Art Carney's the one that messed it up?
Yeah.
He called him Rumsey. Everybody else called him Muncie.
Oh. And then Ralph said, because he said Rumsey, so Ralph continued with
the
course,
Rumsey. Right.
But I never understood that, though. Why in the Raccoon Lodge, and we know, like, Freddie Muller's a member. Of
course,
he's the chairman of the committee,
right.
the entertainment committee. And so why use him as two different? I mean, they did this all the time.
Right.
But it's just one of them things. You would think that George Petrie having all these appearances would have been more of a steady character of Freddie Muller. Like, he's Freddie Muller. Like, you see him walk on stage, you'd say, hey, look, it's Freddie Muller. And then all of a sudden you start calling him Joe Rumsey. Like, whoa, wait a minute. What the hell just happened?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
So that's the conundrum.
That is Freddie Muller. Muller's the man for me. That's great. I love it. I love it.
That's Freddie Muller.
And we're definitely going to do more with secondary characters.
Yeah, secondary characters.
Yeah, we kind of got inspired a little bit by our and we're probably going to do a little bit of lists again.
Yeah, we're going to do. I got another good list.
Our pal Bibbs.
Bibbs. Yeah, one of our listeners and emailers.
Oh,
guy's good.
He's great. His emails.
Yeah.
You know what? if with his okay and he'll listen to this, if maybe I'll take his emails and put them on the Honeymooners Facebook page.
Sure.
Just to copy it because his emails are so great
Yeah, they're
because
funny.
He's asking us questions or telling us whatever he's doing. He's saying, "Hey, I like this." And you guys are great or whatever, but it's all interwoven with references from the show.
All lines.
All lines from the show. And it's just so good. And I'm looking. That's what I'm going to do. I want to find out if it's cool with him. And I want to get some of those emails and put them on the Honeymooners.
Well, you're going to have to do that because I have no idea how to do it.
You don't even. I say copy and paste. You're like, do I need glue? What am I pasting here?
Elmer's?
All right. Well, listen, we're at 30.
Oh, 30? Okay, good. Because we have a trivia.
You got a trivia thing?
Yeah. And a little aside to the trivia, too, to keep in keeping with the Freddie Muller motif.
Okay.
we got to play the music. Okay.
Yes.
That's it?
Yeah, we need
after that.
Yeah, we need something in there. Like, now, Louis' trivia.
We like a filler.
Yeah. we could do this.
Oh, it's a top notch.
Where's the shoe polish?
In the top left-hand drawer.
It's not in the top hand drawer.
Now we're ready to go with the
That's always
trivia.
a great filler.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Joe, here we go.
Okay.
From Oh My Aching Back, one of my favorites. I think
Okay.
we covered that 2 weeks ago or something. Anyway, Freddie Muller comes in with the trophy.
Right.
Actually comes in with another guy. He's holding the trophy. What's that guy's name? It's Frank Marth.
Charlie.
Got it.
Is it Charlie?
It's Charlie.
You know why? I always remember that only because I'm like, no, that is not Charlie. That's way too tall to be Charlie. He doesn't raise dogs. He's not fixing the phone. He's not putting an aerial, and he's not running the TV station.
And he's not taking pictures.
Exactly.
Kings. And Marilyn Monroe.
Exactly. He's getting beat up by Ralph, and he's what else is he? He's the cop.
He's a cop.
He's Grogue. He's great.
But here's this is another situation with the names.
Right.
What is it with Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah. Although it's the same guy, it's the same actor playing 11 different Charlies.
Yeah, but I'm saying again, Charlie.
Charlie.
There's no other name out there.
You know what it is, man? They used such earthy, down to earth, regular names. It's like George Carlin used to do a bit the bit about, the guys today, Tristan and Tyler,
and
where's Eddie?
Yeah.
And Charlie. Just think about it. When I'm saying Charlie, you just go, Charlie. Yeah, that rugged, that gravelly voice.
Yeah, and it's actually pronounced Chollie.
Yeah,
Charlie. No R in there.
There's no Charlie.
in there.
There's no Charlie. The only Charlie is Charlie Brown.
Yep.
Anybody else is Charlie. Yeah, it's like Harvey.
Yeah.
They don't say Harvey. It's
No.
Harvey. Exactly. So,
I just want to make one more point about that. When they walk in, and it's
and Oh My Aching Back.
Yeah, when they walk in with the trophy,
right?
And he says to Alice, "If it wasn't for Ralph, we wouldn't have won that bowling tournament."
Yes,
The
there's
way
something. Yes,
the
it
way he
almost
says
sounds. I always said that. It's almost like he
never bowled in his life.
Yeah, or
That's the way it sounds to me.
yeah, or it sounded like he for a millisecond forgot and then blurted it.
That could have.
because it didn't sound right. Because it almost sounded like he was fishing for it for a second.
And
we wouldn't have won that bowling tournament.
Yes.
He wouldn't have say, and look, maybe as an actor, he wanted to make sure this is basically the preamble to the punchline. Because it's going to get a laugh because you're mentioning bowling. Even though it's not a traditional punchline.
No, because they know the whole thing with the bowling that
Exactly.
went on. But it's the way he says it.
Yes, it's a very odd way of saying
that bowling tournament.
Yes, that bowling
you
tournament.
don't talk like that when you're in the tournament.
Right. You would have
we
said,
wouldn't have won the bowling tournament.
yeah, our bowling tournament.
Yeah.
You know, the bowling tournament.
Yeah, not like,
you know,
we wouldn't have won that bowling tournament.
Yes, I didn't realize that. But
it just doesn't come out right.
Yes, maybe it's because of the that.
It could be.
But I always notice that when he goes, that bowling tournament. Because he almost turns, like everything shifts when he went, you know, without him, we wouldn't have won that bowling tournament.
Yeah.
Everything goes lifted up a little higher. Yes.
I noticed
it definitely was a little weird.
Weird the way he said it.
Yes.
The way he said it. Again, we just end our show with
Freddie Muller. The Freddie Muller conundrum. We got to call this the Freddie Muller conundrum.
Of course.
I just
Joe figures how to spell it.
Yeah, I have to look up conundrum now.
Spell it. Can you give me $16,000?
I'll spell it. 14 years old. He's holding up three fingers. 14 years old. Cheers. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for giving us a listen. That was episode number 43 in the books. And who do we got to thank? First of all, thank everybody who listens.
Yeah.
All the new people now on Twitter that are starting to follow us. Thank you. All you guys that are commenting, thank you so much. Of course, everybody, our regulars who email us, the guys in the Facebook group.
Yep.
You know, our pals, you know, Ira and Norm
Ira
and all those guys. Bibbs, all those guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, the Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge. Thank you, of course, to Joy and Brother Norton for allowing us to promote our show in there. And Brother Norton, he's got two Honeymooner Trivia podcasts. One is the Honeymooners Trivia podcast, and the other one is the Honeymooners Thursday Trivia podcast. And I do my other show, the Conti and Kenny Show, which is on every Monday night at 7 o'clock on More Like Radio. And don't forget, if you want to check out my first and only comedy hour CD, it's called Joe Conti Happiness, and you can get it anywhere you want to get it and download it and get the audio for it. And I think that's it.
Yeah, well, I won't be here next week. I'm on vacation.
Yes, we're not doing a show next week, so it'll probably be the week after that, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, but listen, this show, we kind of did, it's like we got two shows that are coming like kind of close.
Yeah, kind of close, yeah.
So it'll be all right. By the time this one comes out on the weekend, it'll be a week.
We'll be ready for the next
you
one.
lunatics can go a week, all right, without listening to these two idiots.
I'll be fishing at Fred's Landing. Actually, I'll be up in Nantucket. I just always wanted to find out what a $40 Bloody Mary tastes like.
A $40 Bloody Mary. I once knew a girl from there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're stupid. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Night all.
Goodbye, Mr. Crandon. I'll be seeing you.
I'll be seeing you. Irving Kale and Sammy Fain, 1938.
Oh, Mr. Crandon, it's all over now.
It's all over now. Bassy Simon, 1927.
No, good night, Mr. Crandon.
Good night. There were two songs, Good Night. It was Good Night, Irene, written by Lomax and Ledbetter. Good Night, Sweetheart, written by Rudy Valley and Ray Noble.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.